IMF formulates its annual country report through interacting with public and private sector representatives. And it's painting a more positive picture for the South African economy, given a number of tailwinds the country's enjoyed, like no load shedding for much of the year and a lower inflation environment. But it's flagged the prospect of trade constraints through the possibility of higher tariffs next year, as well as an economic slowdown in key trading partners like China and the EU, as possible risks for the local economy.
Yeah, I think especially when it comes to inflationary risk, cost push inflation is the most difficult type to manage, as opposed to demand pull inflation, which happens locally through the purchasing power of the demand, locally speaking. But when it comes to now tariffs, it is quite a big risk for any country.
The IMF has made a number of recommendations to help improve the economy's fortunes. These include the more aggressive pursuit of implementing structural reforms in terms of improving enabling sectors like energy and logistics and encouraging more private sector participation, as well as government continuing its approach to getting a better handle on public finances, among other issues.
As Sovereign Africa ratings, we do look at these issues just based on our methodology. So most of them are covered. And I do agree with a lot of the recommendations, especially when it comes to, the logistics, as well as, supporting SMEs. This would be a good source for growth and jobs, and also to reduce the inequality. But however, for some of them, it also, we have to bear in mind the costs that come with, for example, the just energy transition. We are quite rich in coal, and that's the primary source of electricity that Eskom uses for their energy generation, coupled with the private sector, especially when it comes to renewables. However, just transitioning to a fully green economy when it comes to energy generation, I think that's going to take some time, as it is quite an expensive feat to do.
The IMF also recommended that South Africa continue on its journey to improve the country's carbon emissions footprint, but as Mazia mentions, it may be quite the juggling act to achieve this goal, while also working to ensure the country industrializes further to create jobs. Nampumelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.